Good morning. It's Monday of the fifth week of Easter. This morning we'll begin with the first reading from today's Mass from the Acts of the Apostles. At Lystra, there was a crippled man, lame by birth, who had never walked. He listened to Paul speaking, who looked intently at him, saw that he had the faith to be healed, and called out in a loud voice, "Stand up straight on your feet." He jumped up and began to walk about. When the crowd saw what Paul had done, they cried out in Lycaonian, "The gods have come down to us in human form." They called Barnabas Zeus and Paul Hermes, because he was the chief speaker. And the priest of Zeus, whose temple was at the entrance to the city, brought oxen and garlands to the gates, for he, together with the people, intended to offer sacrifice. The apostles Barnabas and Paul tore their garments when they heard this, and rushed out into the crowd, shouting, "Men, why are you doing this? We are of the same nature as you, human beings. We proclaim to you good news, that you should turn from these idols to the living God, who made heaven and earth and the sea and all that is in them. In past generations, he allowed all Gentiles to go their own ways. Yet, in bestowing his goodness, he did not leave himself without witness. For he gave you rains from heaven and fruitful seasons, and filled you with nourishment and gladness for your hearts. Even with these words, they scarcely restrained the crowds from offering sacrifice to them. This past weekend, I went and escaped from White House Station. Sounds like a movie. And I went to visit my brother and nephews in East Brunswick. We social distanced, and we had masks. And while together, we spoke. And the one topic that we really spoke about was their work. My nephew and my brother work as employees of Robert Wood Johnson Hospital in New Brunswick. My brother as one of the administrators, and my nephew as a pharmacist. And the one thing that really got them was the outpouring of generosity of people. At first, that outpouring was greatly needed and appreciated because they were on the front lines. There was so much unknown, and yet so much need. And whether from an administrative or from a pharmacological viewpoint, there was a need for assistance from the community. Now, as we continue and as the numbers go down, they're starting to feel that what they did was not extraordinary, but was important. It was their job. They don't feel like heroes. They didn't feel like gods. They felt that they were doing what they were called to do. They appreciated the outpouring of love and compassion. But they said, we've now come to a new level, a new norm. I was impressed with my nephew who went and said, I didn't take advantage of getting the free meal at McDonald's for the people who work at the hospital. I don't need that. And my brother didn't take advantage of going and joining the seniors who have the early bird special, as I call it, by going to the grocery stores. He said, that's for them. I don't need to take advantage of that. It's that humility that comes from giving unconditionally of oneself that truly makes the difference. I encourage you to pray for, to offer thanks to those who are on the front lines, those who are continuing to serve us in whatever way they are in the medical professions. Remember, this week is Medical Professional Recognition Week. We recognize our doctors, our nurses, our pharmacists, and all those who work in and with the ill, the infirm, the dying. Let's keep them in our prayers. Let's offer thanks to them in writing, in prayer, and in just little ways that they can know that we are there with them. And maybe, just maybe, when this is over, then we can do one big thing. Not big like in the reading, making them gods, but big as in a hug, an expression of thanks, something that really means you made a difference for us, and now we want to make a difference for you. Thank them now by word, and then later we'll do it by deed. Have a good day.